Hello everyone, welcome back. Savage this here, coming back with a new part of What If Deku Had Double. Now, where we last left off, Izuku, after dunning from his quirk apprehension test and some things happening with him, Aizawa asking him what's wrong with Izuku because he's acting weirder than normal. Izuku really didn't have a solid answer, so Aizawa told him to go back into the house. He have some things to do and he will gonna come back later. In the end, Izuku gone out of UA, talked a little bit with his two, new friends, Uraka and Ida, in the end, going back into his home. And before we get right into it, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let's just get right into it. As right now, Izuku, after getting into his immediately eating his dinner, sleeping in the night, going back in the morning into UA, and right now he's in the class. As, of course, Uraka and Ida speaking with him while they are waiting for Aizawa, of course, Izuku said, yeah, and that's why I'm acting, like how I normally act. No, I'm not. As Uraka said, oh, so that's why you are speaking the opposite side of yourself. Weird. As Ida said, and you're still trying to be a hero. What a great determination that you have. But, can I have a question? Yeah, sure, what is it? No, you cannot. Alright, I will just gonna ask you the question. What will happen if you duplicate yourself? As Uraka immediately said, yeah, what will gonna happen if you duplicate yourself? You said that any, copy that you made is able to have the same quirk as the real thing. So what will gonna happen if you copied yourself? As Izuku starts shaking and said, no, I'm never going to copy myself. Alright, no, I'm going to. As after that, Uraka said, Izuku, are you? As after that, Aizawa said, alright, class. As immediately Izuku stopping hearing the voices in the back of his head, and when he look in front of him, he see Aizawa looking at him with red eyes. As Aizawa said, alright class, everyone sit in your desk. And it took you 10 seconds to shut up. That won't cut it. Either way, today we are going to do something different, and I will not be the one to teach you today, so as they hear a solid sound from the hallway, and immediately the door bust open, revealing the tall figure of the number one hero, All Might. As All Might said, I am here. And immediately everyone starts getting excited, and Izuku starts getting excited too, but not that much, because, to be honest, his number one hero is Aizawa after all. After that, All Might said, well, good morning class, and today we are going to do something different. We are going to do a villains versus heroes battle. As after that, Ida said, villains versus heroes? What is that, Mr. All Might? Well, before I explain anything and everything to you, first of all, we have to put on our, clothes, right? Our hero costumes. As he pressed on a button, revealing that the walls open up, revealing bags that have some numbers on them. Number for each student that have their hero costume inside of it. As All Might said, now, where are these, and meet me at the training area Alpha. Great? Great! Now, goodbye! As he just go out of the door, leaving the place. After that, Aizawa said, well, everyone, just go and wear your hero outfits or whatever. Good, I'm going to sleep now. As immediately, of course, everyone just taking their bags and going into the changing room, leaving Izuku behind because he told Uraka and Ida to, go change their clothes. Izuku have something to do in the class. As he come closer into the, under the desk and said, hey dad, are you okay? I wish that you are not. Midoriya, I told you that I'm taking a nap. Go and change your clothes. Alright, I just want to say thank you. No, I'm not. For, erasing me that moment. And here, as he just, give him, of course, into his father, his eye drop. As Izuku said, you forgot those at the home. Well, thank you. Now can you please leave me to sleep? As Izuku said, good dreams. I hope that you have some horrible nightmares. Yeah, sure. As after that, Izuku taking his bag, going into the changing room. In the end, everyone standing in front of All Might, and All Might said, well, everyone, Let's see, we have everyone here, but where is Midoriya? As after that, immediately from behind, Izuku said, I'm here. No, I'm not. I just needed to, the mask was quite a little bit, not, tight enough. No, it was. As after that, immediately All Might looked to see Izuku wearing, well, a black and white suit of his, normal one. As after that, Uraka said, wow, Izuku, why do you wearing this? Seem kinda cool. As after that, Kirishima said, yeah, it's kinda looking good, good on you, but couldn't you go with something more colorful, colorful? As Izuku said, yeah, maybe, but these are, simple and easy. No, they are not. It's just, I hate colors. I always hate colors. As Kirishima said, well, either way, you're still looking good. As after that, All Might said, well, everyone, they say that the clothes make the pros, and right now all of you look like a true heroes. But first of all, as All Might starts explaining about the heroes versus villains battle, and in the end he put his hand inside, a little jar and said, alright, now for the villain team, it will be Katsuki Bakugo, and let's see here, well, Ida. As after that, for the hero team, it will be Uchaku Uraka and Izuku Aizawa. As after that, immediately everyone looking at Izuku, and after that Uraka said, wait, Izuku Aizawa? As Izuku said, shh, don't speak it loud. You can speak as loud as you want. As after that, Mina said, hey, isn't that the name of our teacher, Shota Aizawa? As after that, Izuku said, no, it's not. Yes, it is. And, I mean, Todoroki's name is Shota Todoroki, and nobody's speaking about it. As after that, Mina said, maybe you're right, but it's really weird. As after that, All Might, everyone, can I have your, can every single one of you get silence, because right now, I will gonna explain what the villains and the heroes will gonna do. As immediately, All Might explaining everything, and he told Bakugo and Ida to go into their, the building, while Izuku is going to stay outside with Uraka. As immediately, Izuku, before he, start preparing the plan, Aizawa from behind come after taking his nap and said, before everything, Midoriya. As Izuku said, yeah, Mr. Aizawa, no All Mights, understand? As Izuku said, yeah, no All Mights. Good. I'll make sure to not use them. No, I'm going to use them, all of them. I'm gonna. As after that, Aizawa said, calm down. I'm not going to kill you. Either way, just no All Mights. As Izuku said, yeah, all right, Dad. As after that, Uraka said, sheesh. Is he really your dad? As Izuku said, I mean, don't tell anybody. He doesn't want anybody to feel like I'm being treated differently than them. And also, maybe he seemed like a solid guy and someone that is not easy to go with, but he really saved me. No, he is. No, he didn't. As Uraka said, so, where's your mother? As Izuku immediately looking down and said, Dad? No, she's not. As after that, Uraka said, oh, sorry. So, as Izuku said, I'm just adopted by him. As after that, immediately All Might speaking to the mics, cutting off Uraka and said, alright, heroes, you have 5 minutes to prepare your plan, and the villains, you have 5 minutes too. As after that, Izuku said, well, let's prepare our plan first. Maybe I'll explain everything later. No, I won't. As Uraka said, yeah, sure. As Izuku starts explaining, well, Bakugo will going to go after me, that for sure. And now we have Ida. I feel like Ida will gonna stay behind to protect the bomb, since Bakugo will gonna leave the room to fight against me. And that, I think that you will gonna need to go there to fight Ida instead of me. Alright, Uraka? As Uraka said, alright. What are you going to do against Bakugo? You cannot do your All Mights. As Izuku said, I doesn't only have All Might, I have another couple of heroes. Lots of them, actually. I touched a lot of heroes when I was a little kid. As after that, Uraka said, like who? As after that, Izuku said, I'll keep it a surprise. All what you have to do is just stay by my side and When the when the right time will gonna come, you will gonna have to run away into the bomb room. As Uraka said, alright, that seemed like a plan. As immediately, the 5 minutes ended, Izuku and Uraka start walking inside the building, and immediately they hear a sound saying deku! As immediately Izuku looking by the side of the wall to see Bakugo flying at him, and he said, great, the angry Pomeranian. Immediately Izuku putting his hand on the ground and a sledge coming out of it, creating, a copy of Shota Aizawa. As after that, Aizawa said, why am I here? I was taking a nap. As Izuku said, please, can you help me? Bakugo is here, and this is training. You're not the real one. As after that, Aizawa said, oh, that's your car, okay? Great. As after that, he see Bakugo in front of him, and Bakugo said, deku! I'm gonna fucking blow you into pieces. I throw. As immediately Aizawa looking at Bakugo with red eyes and said, no, Bakugo, shut up. I told you to calm down. As Bakugo said, what the fuck is this? Why is the teacher here? As after that, Izuku said, alright, Uraka, go. As immediately Uraka start, running away, and Bakugo said, no worries, I'm going. As he tried to, rush at Izuku with explosions, but nothing happened because Aizawa is erasing him. As Eraserhead said, done from this quickly because my eyes start hurting me. As Izuku said, alright. As immediately he starts going closer into Bakugo and start throwing some, punches on Bakugo body. Bakugo tried to hold himself against Izuku, but for some reason, Izuku seemed to be much more trained than Bakugo on hand-to-hand combat. In the end, Aizawa finally closed his eyes, and Bakugo getting his explosions again, throwing an explosion into Izuku. Izuku crossed his hand together, creating like a shield literally a shield to protect himself, throwing him back, but it really didn't do anything since, creating an object that basically used for defense is not going to give Izuku the real thing. Just like I said, Izuku clones have some durability, and their durability are always the same, no matter how strong is the object he made. So, Izuku being thrown away by Bakugo explosion from behind, Aizawa the clone tried to wrap his scarf around Bakugo, which Bakugo easily managed, to break through it, and immediately got closer into Aizawa. Aizawa tried to take one of his knives to stab Bakugo, but just like I said, as always, is not strong enough to pierce through his skin. The only thing that he could possibly do is delete his quirk, and he actually did, but Bakugo just smashed the head of Aizawa inside his gauntlet by basically smashed them together. As after that, Bakugo said, face it, Deku, you're nothing. You're just basically a stupid villain with a stupider quirk. You cannot defeat anybody with that stupid clones of yours. Now, why don't you just rest and let me put you out of your misery? As Izuku stand up, but immediately he said, no, you think I will just gonna give up? Of course I will. As Bakugo said, yeah, your stupid duplicate personality. You really make me sick. As immediately Bakugo throwing an explosion at Izuku. Izuku, trying to create another version of Aizawa, but Aizawa taking the blow, which is throwing him away into the wall. Not enough to kill him, or technically to destroy him, not killing. As after that, Izuku come closer into Bakugo, throw a punch into his stomach, and after that, using the capturing tape, trying to wrap it through Bakugo head, but immediately Bakugo throw a solid explosion into Izuku face, throwing him back, which make Izuku start touching his head and said, my head hurts me. No, it doesn't. It doesn't hurt me. As after that, Bakugo said, yeah, it will hurt. As Aizawa trying to hold against Bakugo and said, Bakugo, you know that this is really dangerous. Maybe you should try to go easier. As Bakugo said, yeah, I'm not gonna listen to a stupid clone. As after that, he starts going on a fight against Aizawa. Izuku trying to do another clone, but suddenly, a voice in the back of his head speaking up and said, we were the reason. You were the reason. I'm not the reason. You are the reason. It wasn't me. It was you. I wasn't the one. You was the one. I was the one that did it. I was the one that hurt her. No, I didn't hurt her. It was you. No, it was me. Of course it was you. As Izuku's just speaking with himself while the voices behind his head just telling him, duplicate. I'm gonna show you. I will be the one to show you. As Izuku's just holding his head in pain while Aizawa watching this, he said, All Might, stop the match. As All Might said, what? as Aizawa said, "Stop the match already, All Might," as after that, he tried to do that, but immediately, suddenly from Izuku's body, a clone of Izuku coming up, and after that Baku managed to finally destroy the clone of Aizawa. He's like, "Now who's the real one? I want to throw the explosion on the real one." As after that, Izuku on the ground looking at the Izuku that's standing in front of him and said, "You were the reason for it." I wasn't the reason for it. You were the reason for it. I didn't mean to." As after that, Izuku, this one that's standing, getting hold of his one on the ground and said, "I will gonna show you that I am the real one, but I'm not the real one." As after that, he immediately creating a clone of All Might, and Box like, "What the hell are you doing with your stupid clone, Deku?" As after that, immediately All Might said, "You were the reason for it, Midoriya." As after that, Izuku said, I didn't mean to. I meant to do it. I just didn't mean to do it." As after that, Izuku immediately said, "You know what? I doesn't need you. I need you, of course. You are the real deal. I am just a faker. No, you are." As after that, immediately, All Might just suddenly just, well, explode into sludge, and Bago is wondering what the hell is happening. The clone of Izuku starts making another clone, and the other clone starts making another clone, while Izuku's just watching this and said, "No, no, 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 don't duplicate, duplicate, double the size, double the power, just make us stronger when weaker." As after that, Bug is like, "Whatever," as he starts throwing explosions at the fakers or at any Deku that he can see. After that, one of the Dekus, got hold of the, well, what's supposedly to be the real one. He, pending him into the wall and said, "I'll gonna kill you." "Of course I'm not." As after that, he punched him in his face and said, "I hate myself for you. I always hated you, and I always absolutely liked you. You were always the reason for my pain, and I love you for it." As after that, immediately Izuku holding his head said, shut up. As after that, Bug said, "Alright, let's get this over with." As after that, he started throwing explosions until he managed to destroy, well, most of them. And immediately he going on Izuku and pinning him into the wall and said, "What's wrong with you, Deku? Have you finally snapped out of it and become crazy or something?" As after that, Izuku said, "It wasn't me." "Yes, of course it was me." As after that, Bug said, "Whatever." As he just threw an explosion to Izuku's stomach, wrapping the capturing tape around his head and, well, knocking him off. As Bug said, "One down, the other brat to go." As after that, he starts walking away. All Might, Aizawa and the match said, "All Might, why didn't you stop it?" As All Might said, "Oh, well, as Aizawa said, "Why didn't you stop the match? You know very well what could have happened to him." I just couldn't just stop it. This is a test. This is not the real deal, All Might. He would have died because of you." As after that, Mina's like, "Wait, Midoriya was about to die?" As Aizawa said, "Whatever. Stop the match already. Midoriya team has already lost." As after that, All Might said, "Alright, Aizawa. The villain team wins." As after that, Box like, "Wait, I didn't get to fucking defeat the other brat." As after that, Izuku, on the ground inside his mindscape, he just look in front of him, but he doesn't see anything and said, "Where am I? I am nowhere. This is not the place that I usually walk into. I always love to come here. It's so beautiful and peaceful." As after that, Izuku looking away to see, well, a little kid playing with All Might figure, sleeping on his bed with a little other kid with his face, well, not really showing. It's like glitching in and out. And he, the one on the bed, said, "Could you possibly go with Mom today? I'm tired. Can you, go with her into the shop?" "Sure. Take a rest." As immediately the kid just goes right through the door. And after that, Izuku's like, "What is this? I doesn't remember this." "Of course I remember. That was the time when I killed my mother accidentally." "So you know it very well." Of course I doesn't remember it." "What's happening to me?" "Nothing happening to me. I'm perfectly fine." As after that, suddenly Izuku being snapped out of it. And he looked in front of him to see Aizawa. As Aizawa said, "Good thing you're still here." As Izuku looking at Aizawa, and immediately his eyes filling with tears and just going into his arms saying, "It was horrible. I was feeling pain. I didn't feel anything. It just were dark everywhere, and the place was so lighted up. I couldn't see anything in front of me because of the dark." As after that, Aizawa said, "Calm down, Midoriya. I know. just calm down, I'm here. As Izuku said, I was so scared and, I loved it so much. It was so beautiful, peaceful there. I wanted myself to. As Aizawa said, stop it. Snap out of it already. As he just slapped him on his face and Izuku, eyes filling with tears, Aizawa said, I told you, you are not the reason for it. Stop talking. Let me take you somewhere to take a rest. The recovery girl need to see your, well, injuries. As Izuku said, thanks, Dad. No, thank you. As Aizawa said, yeah, let's go. As he just take Izuku into the recovery girl. The recovery girl putting Izuku under, well, the scanner to see what's wrong with his body and, well, his brain too. As after that, Aizawa said, so, what's wrong with Midoriya? More than normal. As, of course, recovery girl said, can I have a moment with you, Aizawa? As Aizawa said, sure thing. Midoriya, just try not to speak. As Izuku's just silent, Aizawa said, perfect. And immediately he just closed the door and come out of the place. As the recovery girl said, I have something to tell you. Yeah, say it already. What is it? As she, telling Aizawa to come closer to him, just down a little bit. As he just got on one knee, the recovery girl starts speaking inside his ear, which immediately make him getting shocked and said, no, you can't be serious. There must be a mistake. Are you sure? Too bad, I'm sure of it. It's just horrible. I doesn't think that I will be able to heal him. As Aizawa immediately getting angry and said, you can't be serious. But no, is there any way possibly to heal him? As the recovery girl said, well, if you cannot rewind time, then you can't really heal him. That's the only thing that I could think of. In either way, just Aizawa, try not making him use his quirk too much. If he uses it too much, he might never even know who's the real one anymore. He might lose himself. Just try to keep him. Look, I really cannot say it I really cannot find a beautiful words to put it in an easier way, but just keep Midoriya safe. He need you, and he need you very much now. After that, too much of using his quirk and the training, he must hurted himself a lot. As Aizawa, trying to keep his eyes from crying, and he said, no. He doesn't want to end up like this. He just want to be a hero. You can't tell me that that will gonna happen to him. Look, Aizawa, I really cannot hide it from you. If I hide it, I'll just gonna make things worse. Just take him out of here and try to keep him, well, under control. As Aizawa, taking a deep breath and said, thanks, recovery girl. As she just looking on his right hand, seeing it shaking, Aizawa holding his right hand with his left, and said, I'll make sure to keep him safe. As after that, immediately he was about to go into the room, but of course, the other UA student or Class 1A student coming closer. As Oraka said, is Izuku okay? Is, Deku okay, Mr. Aizawa? Well, he's okay. He really doesn't have a lot of damage. It's just some physical damage, nothing too dangerous. As Mina said, nothing too dangerous. He didn't seem to, have a simple problem. Why? I mean, I know that he normally talking double, in a weird tone, but that was kind of weird. As after that, Kirishima said, can we see him, please? I want to, look at him. Maybe he, needs some help. As Aizawa said, you know what? Go to meet him. I doesn't have a problem with that. As after that, suddenly all Class 1A, or most of them at least, smashed through the door into Izuku's room. As Izuku said, what are you doing? Don't do something like that. Don't surprise me. I love surprises. As after that, immediately Mina said, are you okay, Izuku? As Izuku said, yeah, I'm okay. It's just, I have a quite, my head hurt me a little bit. No, it doesn't. As after that, Aizawa just activating his quirk on Izuku, trying to, to keep him talking normally. As after that, Ida said, well, I hope that you are okay. You put a great fight back there. And your abilities are really... well, even if you lost the match, you showed such a great abilities. Like a one-man army. As Izuku said... what did you just said? As immediately, Aizawa said, alright everyone, I think it's time for you to leave. As after that, Ida said, what? I just said, as he just put his hand on his mouth and said, don't say it. As he just pushed them all out, and after that, inside his head said, maybe that was a bad idea. As Izuku said, what did he say? He said something about that you are strong. And he's kinda, telling you that you've done great back there. So, he telling you just to keep up the good work. And also, stay asleep here for the night. I'm gonna just stay inside UA. I'm gonna come to see you after a couple of minutes. As Izuku said, alright, Dad. As after that, Aizawa said, good, now just take a rest. As Aizawa just closed the door and leave the room. After that, Izuku just, put his head on the bed and just trying to sleep for the night. After that, UA, the other students of UA doing the rest of their training, heroes versus villains, some of them win, some of them lose. In the end, Izuku sleeping, Aizawa just sitting by his side of his bed, and he's just worried about what heard from Recovery Girl. It just scared him, absolutely terrified him. That will going to happen to Midoriya if he did it. Then Aizawa doesn't even know what could he possibly do now. Just like Recovery Girl said, if he cannot rewind time on him, he really cannot help him. As now we cut into the next day. Izuku waking up in the morning, Aizawa, waking him up, taking his clothes. He slept for the whole night in UA, so it's really not a big problem for him, and it wasn't the first time that he ever did it. So he just got into the class, everyone sit down, and Aizawa said, good morning, class. Today we are going to do something much more important than normal thing. Today we are going to choose a class president. Now, look here, I really doesn't care about how you will going to do it or what's the kind of ways that you will going to do it. Just do it. I'll take a nap, and when everything done, Midoriya, wake me up. As Izuku said, alright, Mr. Aizawa. As after that, Aizawa said, fine. As after that, he just put himself inside his sleeping bag and slept under the desk. Immediately, Izuku or Mina said, so, how are we going to choose a class president? As Ida said, how about voting? That will be a good way. As Izuku said, I agree to that. No, I'm not. As immediately Mina said, alright, let's do a voting. I vote for myself. Who will gonna vote for me? As, Izuku said, me? No, not me. As after that, Mina said, I still doesn't understand. Who should I believe? The first sound or the second one? As Izuku said, not the first one, the second one, maybe the first. As after that, immediately all of them start voting. Izuku, putting his vote, and after that he just waked up Aizawa, and Aizawa said, you already done? Good. Who did you vote for? As Izuku said, how about you just look and see. As Aizawa start looking through the votings, counting them, and in the end he said, from now on, looks like that Ida, what is the name? Ida? Yeah, Ida. You'll be the class president. And for the, right-hand woman or whatever, it will be Momo Yaruzu. Congratulations or whatever. Now just go and eat your, take the cafeteria or something like that. Leave me to sleep. And Midoriya, when you're done from eating your food, just wake me up for the next class. Izuku nodded his head, and Aizawa just put himself inside his sleeping bag again. After that, Izuku and everyone just go to eat their, food. And Izuku, Mina, and Uraka, Kirishima, and also, Ida sitting by each other's side. As after that, Izuku said, congratulations on getting, being the class president, Ida. No, you're not. As after that, Ida said, thanks, Midoriya. And, I really will gonna wish that I will be up to the job. As, Mina said, you seem so, perfect to the role of being, the class president. As after that, Ida said, maybe I wanted to be the class president, but want to be something and being suitable for something is two completely different things. As after that, Kirishima said, Midoriya, I wondered, who did you vote for? As Izuku said, why did you wonder about that? As, Kirishima said, you're speaking with two voices. That's one of your, side effect for your quirk double, right? As Izuku said, yeah, that's a side effect for it. Talking as a duplicate. No, it's not. As Kirishima said, so, I just wonder, who did you vote for? As Izuku said, well, I voted. As immediately suddenly the alarm system started going off and the red lights start shining. Immediately Ida said, what's happening? As Uraka said, are we getting attacked by villains? As everyone started being, pushing each other, and after that Izuku start looking out of the window after being pushed into the window. He see, well, a transporter. As after that he said, damn it, Uraka, are you here? No, you're not. As he just see Uraka so far from him, so he decided to do the best thing that he could possibly do, creating a clone of Uraka. As he said, Uraka, could you, make me flow? As Uraka said, oh, alright, Izuku. As after that she just did that, and immediately Izuku getting on the wall and trying to hold himself, as he said, everyone calm down, it's just a transporter. No, it's not. As after that, immediately, one of the students said, wait, is it a transporter or not? As Izuku said, no, it's not a transporter. Yes, it is. It's a transporter. He's just, accidentally gone through the walls of UA. As after that, another kid said, what are you saying? I really cannot understand what you're meaning. Can you just say it one time? As Izuku said, we are not in danger. We are in absolute danger. Everyone run away. As everyone starts panicking even more, which immediately made Izuku kind of, well, not really the best at it, as he immediately decided to create a clone of Ida after getting somewhere safe to put the clone, and after that he just told Ida about what he saw outside of the glass, and Ida speaks up telling everyone, calm down, it's just a transporter, there is nothing to be worried about. As after that everyone, start coming down, and after that Izuku just coming down after the fake Uraka, stop using her quirk. After that, Uraka said, great job, Izuku, as she looking on her left, and Uraka, the other one, looking on her right to see, herself just saying, good job, Izuku, as immediately they both start looking at each other and wondering, who's the real deal? As after that, Izuku coming down and said, don't worry, let me deal with it, as he just put his hand on, each other's shoulder and turned the fake one into sludge. As Uraka said, that was good idea. As Izuku said, it was horrible at the start because of me, my voice. No, it wasn't. As Ida said, you done a great job, even if you, kinda made things a little bit more worse. You done a great job by thinking fast and creating a clone of me to calm everyone down. As Izuku said, if it wasn't for you, I wasn't going to make everyone calm down. No, it wasn't. It was all thanks to me. As after that, Kirishima said, look, I really don't understand half of what's happening here, but either way, you really am so manly, Izubrow. As Izuku said, thanks. No, I'm not thanking you. As Kirishima said, yeah. As after that, Izuku, gone back into the class, enjoying the class, going into his house, and sleeping for the rest of the night. And this one gonna leave it off, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what you think about this part, and what do you think we're gonna have in the next part. I have nothing more to say than Savage was here. Wait, I have another thing to say.